Hey, so it's me, Sister Dharma. I'm out here in front of my house, social distancing and being outside at the same time. It's wonderful. I love the outside, except when I gotta be there and I don't have no other choice. Then it's not so fun. Anyways, I just wanted to check in with you and because I'm really frustrated. Really, I'm really frustrated. Sorry, that was a car that just drove by, and I just broke my mask. Oh, I gotta buy a new one now. But I guess I can make it work, maybe. But anyways, it really frustrates me. I have this really good friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his actual real name, but we'll just call him Donald Duck. Okay, I have this really good friend named Donald Duck, and he's cool. We've been friends for like over a decade and shit, but he really don't believe in this coronavirus shit, and he thinks it's all like pandemic, like fake news, kind of like out, blown out of proportion shit, and that really ain't the case. And so like he gets an attitude when he has to wear a mask on the bus or walking through the farmer's market or what have you. Um, and this really offends me because see the way I see it, I know that these masks right here, they don't do shit for protecting you. Mm-mm. The reason we wear a mask is not to protect ourselves. Sorry, that was my grinder. Grinder. People still want some dick during this pandemic, I guess. But anyways, the reason that we wear a mask, because see this little like air, like yeah. So like other people coughing and sneezing and shit, that can all get in through this little like it's not filtered. We can't protect ourselves against that. The whole reason we wear a mask in the first place is to protect everybody else. We could be infected with this coronavirus and not even know it. For up to 5 fucking days. 5 days, we feel fine. We don't know we're sick, but we're infected and we're spreading this bitch to other people while we're out and about. And so the reason that we wear a mask, and this is why it's so infuriating that Trump doesn't wear one, the reason we wear a mask is to protect everyone else from us. The reason we wear a mask is to protect everyone else from us. Now, why people feel that they don't have to do that, it's just really sad to me because it shows me that you or whoever don't give a fuck about nobody but yourself. And fuck you. Fuck you for not caring about other people. We don't wear a mask to protect ourselves. It doesn't do shit to protect us. We wear a mask because when we talk, we release liquid through our speech. When we cough, when we sneeze, we blow out virus particles if we have it. So the reason that we wear a mask is so that when we do that, it's all caught up inside this mask. And just in case we got the virus and don't know it, at least all of our viral particles are caught inside our own masks and don't spread to other people. Because do you understand that it hasn't been proven that once you get it, you're immune? So it's very possible that you could get it again. And I don't know, I just couldn't live with myself if I found out that because I didn't wear a mask on the bus, it caused somebody's mom or somebody's grandmom or somebody's uncle, it doesn't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck who it is, just somebody else to die. I would be distraught. I would be so angry with myself. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Except we should wear a mask, not for ourselves, but the reason we should wear a mask is to potentially protect others from ourselves. So if you don't wear a mask in public, if you don't wear a mask on the bus, if you don't wear a mask in the line, while this pandemic is going on like it is, I don't give a fuck if you agree with it or not, if you believe it or not. It's millions of people that trust the scientists and believe it. And even if it doesn't exist the way it says it does, just the possibility that it does should be enough for you to have enough compassion for your fellow human being to want to protect them and not want to cause them to die. Just because some people don't get any symptoms or have mild symptoms from this fucking disease doesn't mean that others won't experience it a different way and die because of it. And if I kill anybody's grandma or sister or brother or mom or dad or anybody's family or friends because of my fucking discomfort with wearing a mask on the bus, I would be distraught. And I hope you would be too, knowing that you were the direct cause of the death of somebody else's family member. So it really frustrates me when a really good friend of mine, a really good close friend of mine, decides to be that selfish. Because we really should be caring about other people. We really should be doing everything in our power to protect those other people, whether or not all the information we have is conclusive. Just with the possibility there, we should be dealing with discomfort like everybody else is and getting on with our lives. And we should not be complaining and we should not be rebelling against wearing a mask, because what you're saying when you don't wear a mask on the bus, what you're saying to everybody else on that bus is, fuck you. I don't care about you. I don't care if you live or die. I just care about myself. And yes, myself is cute and myself is pretty and myself does deserve to be cared about, for sure. But everybody else has a self too, and everybody else also deserves to be cared about and protected. So anything I can do to protect anybody else, I will do it. I will do it without complaining. And it really pisses me off when friends of mine or anybody else fucking doesn't see that, doesn't care enough about another person to deal with a little bit of inconvenience, a little bit of discomfort to protect them. I mean, shit. The discomfort of breathing through a mask is worth somebody else's life? Fuck you. I think not. So I'm just really frustrated right now. Really, really frustrated. And I'm trying to find a way to get through to my friend. I mean, my friend, literally today we walked through the farmer's market downtown in San Francisco, and I believe because of what I experienced and what he showed me and what he said to me, I believe he wanted me to walk through that farmer's market just like him, without a mask, talking on everybody else, breathing on everybody else. Why do I believe this? I believe this for a few reasons. First of all, when we were outside of the fucking farmer's market, before we had even entered it, he reminded me to put on my mask. Yet his was like this the whole time. Then, once he saw that I had put on my mask and that I was walking in the farmer's market with my mask on, what did he do? Well, he handed me the cigarette that he had been holding since before we got in the farmer's market, and it had already gone out, but he handed me the cigarette knowing that I would probably light it and smoke it. So what did I do? I walked my ass to an unpopulated part of that farmer's market where nobody was around me, and I smoked my little cigarette. I smoked that cigarette so good, I sure did. But then all of a sudden he wanted to keep walking, and now this mask is broken. This mask is fine on this side, but on this side it doesn't even have the fucking string anymore, so this mask is dead. But the point is, he didn't put on his mask, and he wanted me to walk through that farmer's market without my mask on, just so he could get his jollies off of that. I mean, come on, how inconsiderate of another person's health and life do you have to be to think that way? And I'm not judging him at all, because I know that we all go through difficult and unique things in our life, and that each of our experiences of life is different and unique and beautiful. Even if it doesn't seem beautiful at this point in time, there is always something to learn. There's always something to learn out of every experience in life. And if you don't learn what you're supposed to learn from that experience, you have to experience it again. And so if it's a negative experience, you better learn from it the first time, or else you're going to be fucked in the future. That is what it is. But since nobody has any proof of a heaven, nobody has any proof of an afterlife, nobody has any proof of any of that bullshit of religion and fantasy and shit. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that there is or isn't an afterlife. But what if there is? What if there isn't? If there isn't, then we got this one shot. We got this one shot to live our lives, to be happy, and to make a positive change in the world. And if we don't utilize this one chance we got, and we end up dying because of some stupid shit, like somebody not wearing a mask on a bus, then that would be tragic. That would truly be tragic, because each human being alive on this planet, every single one, has the potential to become Gandhi, and has the potential also to become Hitler. Each one of us human beings are so influential and so powerful is that we don't even realize it. And it would be a serious shame if all that power and all that potential were lost to some stupid fucking virus that could have been prevented if you had just worn a fucking mask on the bus. So fuck you if you don't wear a mask. But, that's just my frustration talking, and, that's all I gotta say about that, really. So, peace, take care, and make sure you protect yourself as well as protect others, especially in this pandemic, but always. I mean, what other point of life is there? I mean, you can't take the car with you when you die. You can't take the house with you when you die. If you buy gold bars, you can't take those with you when you die either. So what the fucking point is there in life except to make life somehow better for other people, including yourself, including your fucking self, but to make life better for other people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So like I said, if you can't do that, I mean, fuck you. I'm not judging you. I'm not putting you down. But I really hope I'm making you think. I'm making you think about your actions, about why you do the things you do, and about how other people will perceive you doing the things that you do. I mean, I had a friend, he wasn't all that close, but he was pretty close. We were friends for a while. And he was kind of crazy in the head. I mean, like, he should have been on some meds for sure. He would always just talk like he was strung out on meth or something. Just talk. And most of the time, 99.9% of the shit he would be saying was incomprehensible, but only to him. He's the only one who could understand it. So, personally, I developed a habit of just letting him talk and not really worrying too much about it. And so one night, he appeared at my front door, and asked to come in. And he came in, but it was late, and so I promptly fell asleep. And I was happy that he could be inside, out of the cold, during the nighttime, you know, have shelter over his head and whatnot. And I fell asleep for a good 8 to 12 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long. But when I woke up, he was still there in my room, sitting on my couch, playing on his phone. And I just thought, okay, he's still here. I didn't think too much of it. And he started talking about his crazy ass bullshit that didn't make any sense. And so I was like, okay, yes, okay, yeah, I feel the same way. But I really wasn't paying all that much attention because he was just talking uncomprehendable bullshit. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. Well, it turns out he was telling me some serious ass shit because he was really conflicted in his life. Really conflicted. But I didn't hear any of it because I wasn't listening to him. I was not listening to him. And what happened? What happened? He left my house. And less than hours later, he killed himself in somebody else's hotel room down in some other place of the city. He killed himself dead. And it's only after finding an email that he had sent me a week prior that I hadn't seen yet that I was tipped off to the fact that he was seriously going through some shit. And I know now that I should have been there for him in his time of need. But I wasn't, because I was too concerned about myself and too not worried about him. But even though he was talking like all crazy and hard to understand, if I would have paid fucking attention to him, I would have found out exactly what he was trying to tell me, and maybe I could have prevented his suicide. But that didn't happen, and rest in peace, Cisco is now dead. Not Cisco the entertainer. Somebody cuter, for sure. He was hot as fuck. It's a shame. Just for the simple fact of his body, it's a shame. But for his personality, he was pretty cool too. And he had a kid, and I just feel so bad that I was not attentive enough to hear what he was saying to me and talk him out of wanting to kill himself. And that has really destroyed me. It really set me back as far as my own sister career and just everything. I mean, I'm supposed to be a nun. I'm supposed to be there for other people to get their shit off their chest and to offer them some friendly advice if I can. But I feel I wasn't there for him. And that has never made me stop feeling sad. I have never not felt bad about that. So fuck me for not paying attention to him when he needed it or at other times. And fuck you for not wearing a mask on the bus. Because if there is anything, especially something as simple and easy as wearing a mask on a bus, if there is anything I can do to prevent you from dying, I will do it. Not everybody sees it that way, and that's why it's so frustrating. The other day, Trump was going to Michigan, I think. Trump, the president. Trump was going to Michigan to visit Ford, I think it was. Where they've converted their factory from creating cars to creating masks to keep us all safe. What did Trump do? Well, I'll tell you, the Attorney General of the state tweeted out a warning to Trump saying, you're coming to a facility in our state, and our state does have laws, and some of those laws say, in facilities such as this, you gotta wear a mask to protect others. And if you don't wear a mask, she said, well, then we would ask you never or not to return to any of our enclosed spaces within our state. And so what does Trump do? He goes to the factory, supposedly wears a mask, although he didn't show anybody else, but people say he did. This motherfucker even has a really nice mask with the presidential seal on it, so it's not like he didn't have one. He took it out of his pocket and showed the press his mask. Yet, he refused to use it. He refused to wear it. And, apparently, the only time he refused to use it is when the cameras were on him filming, because he didn't want to give the press the satisfaction of seeing him wear a mask. Well, the reason you wear a mask, Mr. President, is not to protect the press, not to give them satisfaction. The reason that we wear a mask is to protect other people. And when you don't wear a mask, you're saying fuck you to everyone else that you're around. So, all I gotta say in response to that is fuck you, Mr. President. Fuck you. And I can't wait till you're voted out of fucking office. And once that happens, I wouldn't be mad if you were tried and convicted of crimes against humanity, you motherfucker. So, that's all I really got to say about that. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful evening.